And I was like, well, I don't want to do criminal law because I have enough experience when I'm 26 in California, which my family was with. And I was like, I just don't want to do that. And they were like, no, like, what do you want to do? And I said, intellectual property law. He said, well, intellectual property law is underserved in the practice area. And I said, small business owners? He said, yes, you'll go a long way starting underserved. And so, you guys, I will tell you today, I started my own law practice from that, and now the law firm is actually running 40 out of over 28,000 trademark law firms in the country. And we actually rank above like 50 of those law firms that I actually applied for coming out of law school. They didn't hire me. But, God says protection is people's protection is protection. And so, I thank God for putting together that plan. That's my loving thing. All we do is trademarks. That's it. I absolutely love trademark law. I've been practicing that now for 12 years in May. So I wanted to ask you guys a question. Will you all build a house on in your home?
No.
Come on, y'all talk.
No.
No. Okay, right. So I'm gonna ask you. So why do we build brands or businesses if we don't own them, right? We want to make sure that we are actually owning what we actually build, okay? So let's talk about a trademark. A trademark is a source identifier for consumers to relate back to where a product or service come from. Now, there's 4 different types of trademarks. You all tell me, what are the 4 different types of trademarks? A design, so a logo or a design, yes. Quite a name, okay, yes. What else? A word, someone said a word mark, yes. Okay, so that's a type of trademark. But okay, so look, they made me take it out of my presentation, we only got 20 minutes. But really quick, so understand this. There's 4 different types of intellectual property. We have a copyright, which protects a creative expression fixed into a tangible medium. That's for pictures, songs, also logos as well. We also have a patent, which actually protects inventions, right? And then we have a trade secret, as long as it's a secret. So like Coca-Cola formula, recipe, grandma's pound cake, that's it, right? But a trademark actually protects your name, your logo, or your slogan, right? So your name, your logo, or your slogan. There's a 4th one, but it's not on here yet, right? So a company like Nike can protect their name, the swoosh symbol, and also their slogan, which is what?
Just do
it. Exactly. So basically, I can also trademark my name as well. So a lot of people, when you want to name your baby after Beyonce, because you're part of the Beehive, I love Beyonce too. But Beyonce is the only one who can use her name in connection to products and services now because she has trademarked it, right? Same thing with Martha Stewart. So you just want to make sure, like, if you're going to use your name in connection to your products and services, that you also protect it as well. Okay, now, also, you can protect the sound. Not a lot of people know that, but there's about 60 registered trademark sounds in the country, okay? So that sound, I'm not going to play it here, but you got mail. That's actually a trademark, okay? Now let's talk about... You got mail. But there you go, play. Okay, so let's talk about the benefits of having a trademark as a small business owner. When I came in here, I see a few of my clients, they're like, hey, girl, you have to protect my brand. And I'm like, I'm so happy to hear that because a lot of times small business owners think, oh my God, that's I'm gonna reach that ain't for me. I gotta get a target first, or I gotta go viral right first. And the thing is, you want to make sure you protect it before you go viral. Because if you go viral, then it may cause your trademark to fail to function as a trademark, right? So if you go look up Black Lives Matter, it's not a registered trademark because the source identifier is lost, right? So it is very important that you protect it. Remember, securing that land before you build the house, right? Also, too, you get actually exclusive ownership rights to the brand name. Now, there are 45 different classes under trademark law. The reason is so certain trademarks can coexist in the marketplace. That's why we have chocolate, soap, makeup, computer, Delta Airline, Delta Faucet, jewelry, music. right? So it's so very important that we understand, even if our name exists, say if I'm in the beauty industry, I used to be a licensed cosmetologist, I went to Westinghouse High School. And yes, Westinghouse glorious. So I used to be a licensed cosmetologist. So if I'm in the cosmetology field, but my name is taken by someone in the plumbing field, we can coexist in the marketplace because we're not in competing channels, okay? Now, legal recourse. The law says if you are a registered trademark owner, you actually get to benefit from things under the law that you would not benefit from had your trademark not been registered. Okay? So for example, anybody heard of Mixed Chicks? Mixed Chicks? Okay, it's a brand, it's a beauty brand, and they actually sell products. Now back in 2014, Sally's Beauty approached them to come and sell their products out of Sally's. They said no. Sally's created this brand, Mixed Silk. And what ended up happening is that Mixed Chicks, a small business, sued Sally's for trademark infringement, trade dress infringement, and unfair competition. Now, Sally's only made about $900,000 off of this product. But guess what? The judge and the jury said, you know what? You intentionally infringe upon this small business brand. We're going to give them $8 million in damages. Wow. And $7 million, because of their registered trademark, was able to be protected under the Lanham Act, which is a statute that says you get to get at least 3 times the profit if someone is intentionally infringing upon your brand. Okay? Now, also, it helps set you apart from your competition. What I love about trademarks is it's not about what's the same, but what can be deemed confusingly similar, right? So I won't say my client's business because that's unethical. But say, for instance, someone calls me and say, you know what, Rosina, I just started a coffee shop, and I want to call it the Starbucks. I'll say, well, can I do that because Starbucks is registered? They'll probably say, well, no, because I'm going to put the in front of it, and that's going to change it. No, that does not change it, right? It's all about what is a likelihood of confusion, or how consumers actually be confused. Okay, the next one is, a trademark is a valuable asset, right? A lot of people don't know, but when you have a trademark, it's like selling your house, right? And say, for instance, you actually have a garage on your house versus your neighbors. Well, guess what? Your house is going to appraise higher than your neighbors. Now, these are the most valuable trademarks in the marketplace right now, the 10 most valuable trademarks. What do you guys see that's in common?
Billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars, yes. How about hundreds of billions of dollars, right? MasterCard, which is number 10, is worth at least $100 billion. And guess what? I see posts on Instagram where Amazon, Google, right? They started out in garages, right? And so as small business owners, let's not trick ourselves out of our greatness and say, oh, you know what? My brand is not worth protecting. Because it actually is worth protecting. Okay? We say you need to secure your brand so that you can secure your brand, which is a registered trademark of mine as well, right? So you want to make sure that you actually protect your brand. Because think about it. If I went to Popeye's Chicken and said, hey, Popeye's, I want to buy the brand, and I need you to sell it to me. They said, okay, Rosina, we'll give you the recipe, we'll give you the buildings, we'll give you the restaurant equipment, but you just can't take the name. Well, now I got a problem. Because now I got to convince everybody to walk through the doors to actually taste the chicken. But as long as Popeyes is on the door, people coming through the door because they already built up the goodwill, right? Now, also, there are consequences to not securing your brand, okay? The consequences is you can be forced to actually rebrand your name from all over, right? Now, also, too, like I said, under the law, you have actual rights that protect you as the business owner, right? Which also means another owner will have the rights to protect them. And what usually happens, unfortunately, what I see is a lot of people will go out and start a business, build a business, and you guys know when we go and we buy land, we buy property, what do we do first? Tell me. Title search, right? We search the title to make sure that the property is clear. You want to make sure before you begin building a business or a brand that you actually do the research first to make sure that that brand name is not taken. Because what ends up happening, if you put it on marketing material and product packaging, the actual owner of that name or the name that can have a likelihood to be use with that brand could demand that you turn over that product packaging and that marketing material so that it can be destroyed. Imagine having a restaurant sign that you just paid $25,000 for, and now you got to take it down and hand it over to someone so that they can destroy it. Imagine taking out your 401k and investing in your skincare product and ordering 10,000 units and only having 2,000 sold, and now receiving a cease and desist letter knowing you have 8,000 units left, and someone is demanding that you turn over those units so that they can destroy them. And you can't even empty the product out based on how it's packaged. Like, as a business owner, it's so very important that we make sure that we are securing it, right? Also, too, you want to make sure that you don't have to reconnect with your clients and your audience. Because when you rebrand, you may have to start getting to reconnecting with them. Also, too, when we invest in building brands, we invest our time, our money, and our energy, right? Which could all be at risk of being lost if we did not secure the brand in the beginning. And also, too, sometimes it's mentally detrimental to know that you have to start your brand all over again, right? You actually have to have the mental capacity to be able to do so. So you want to make sure that you are actually not going to take yourself through that mental anguish. Because then you might end up on my trademark therapy couch, right? Which is also another trademark that I own, by the way. Because what happened is that I actually spoke to clients who had the turnover signs, right? I actually spoke to clients who had taken out their 401k and had to turn over their products. And I become the counselor to get them out of that mental grief, right? That mental anguish, knowing that they took their last to invest in a business or a brand. Okay, so it's very, very important. Now, a lot of people say, well, Rosina, I got my LLC, or I own a social media handle, or I got my domain name, so I'm good. Actually, you're not, right? When we incorporate under our Secretary of State, we're incorporating for the purposes of making sure that we are shielding ourselves, our individual selves, from any legal liability that is to arise out of the business. Okay? We're also incorporating ourselves because of tax purposes and tax benefits. Now, also, too, I know a lot of people like to talk about LLCs on Instagram and Facebook, but it might not even be the best entity type for you, right? So you want to sit down and speak with an actual CPA to see what is the best entity type for you as well, okay? Now, you guys probably should take a picture of this, and I recommend that you guys start the process like this, right? Now, I'm not saying it just because I'm a trademark attorney, but I am saying it because I'm a trademark attorney, right? Like, you want to clear the name first before you begin to build a brand on the name. I have a client who's in California who had to spend $3,600 for a business license, only to receive a cease and desist letter, and had to rebrand and do everything all over again. And had to pay $1,500 additional dollars just to amend the business license. You don't want those problems, okay? Now, also, this can become a beautiful nightmare because I have had people who went through it and actually it becomes a nightmare, right? Because what they do is they set up the business first. They go, and people are like, well, the IRS gave me the EIN number. Hey, the IRS, they gotta be legit, right? They gave me my EIN number. The IRS wants your social security number so they can give you that EIN number so you can pay them taxes. They don't care what your name is. Your name could be whatever you want. Pick a name. Just give us our money. That's how the IRS feels about it, okay? So just make sure that you understand. And I always say an educated entrepreneur is a successful entrepreneur, right? Yeah. We have to educate ourselves. Now, a lot of people always ask, well, they used to ask what's the difference between a lawyer and legal counsel, but I can't speak for other lawyers. I can only speak for myself. And then considering that I am ranked number 15 out of over 33,000 trademark lawyers in this country, I always thank you. Yeah, shout out to the West Side. You know, I had to go through some rough things to be able to get that, so I celebrate that with my city, Chicago, as a whole as well. But, you know, I always tell people the value is in a relationship, right? First and foremost, we're a real law firm, right? And also, too, when you are building a business, you want to be able to talk to your attorney and let your attorney know what is your goals, what you want to do, right? There are about 45 different classes, and a lot of times people think because they follow trademark in one class, they actually own the business broadly, and that's not true. right? I don't know if you guys know, but Caesar from Black Ink Crew, he was so surprised after he had his dogfighting issues that he was fired from his own TV show. And he like, how you gonna fire me? I started Black Ink Crew. I own the trademark. Well, Caesar, you filed a trademark for tattooing services. When you signed your reality contract deal with Viacom, they could have filed the trademark for entertainment services. So now they own the trademark, and now they can fire you from your own show. Okay? Now, my sister been here all day. Thank God for her, right? Your baby sister, she's been here. She also works for the firm, but she's been sitting at the booth all the way to the far end. And so, like, if you guys have questions, they told me I can't take questions here, but I want you guys to come and you guys can ask. I'm going to join her out there as well. But we do have a process where we actually do the research for our clients as well. And we put together a secure the brand package for you guys if you are interested. It won't go that. Okay, I ain't gonna mess with it because I think I'm gonna mess it up even more. But what we do is we do the research, and after we do the research, we actually issue an opinion letter. And then once we issue an opinion letter, you have a one-on-one consult with one of our attorneys. And then after you have a consult with one of our attorneys, if everything is good, we move forward, we get the application on file for you guys. And then once we get the application on file, we pay the filing fee as well, okay? Now, if you guys are interested in getting your trademark done today, or you want to get it done in the future, we have a special for you guys. But if you do it today, you have this work for hire group that you're going to need for your graphic designer to sign off on when they create your logo, because if you don't have to sign off on it, technically under the law, they are the copyright owner of it, right? And that's why Cameron was just recently sued by his photographer for wearing his pink coat with his pink phone, and he put that in his own ad on about himself. Well, because the actual photographer is the copyright owner, he was not the owner of that photograph, and there was just a default judgment issued on him for $50,000, okay? As a business owner, when you are creating your logos, you want to make sure that you are the owner of that. And how that transfer takes place is actually in writing, okay? You have to get that in there. Now, typically we charge about $2,500 for something like this, but we actually charge $1,500 on our website, rjpiercelawyer.com, or the Biz Lawyer as well. You guys can scan the QR code. Now, if you're somebody sitting here, you're like, you know what, Rosina? I need my trademark today, but I don't have the money today. We actually have partnered with a firm where a firm will actually pay us for you guys, and you can pay over time, and we can get your trademark done for you. Okay? So I'm gonna wrap this up. I am having an event March 30th in honor of Women's History Month. Actually in Atlanta, Georgia. I actually did move to Atlanta, you guys, in 2017, but Chicago is always home for me. But I actually have an event coming up. It's called Secure Her Brand Social. Well, we will be there from 12 to 8 p.m. And we're going to bring other entrepreneurs and business owners in to talk to people about their experiences, what they experienced, and other things as well beyond trademark law as well. So, you know what? I have 45 seconds. No questions? Okay, we're going to do questions. But make sure you guys follow me at the Biz Lawyer. I am so respectful of people's time. I never like to go over. That's probably one of the fastest things I ever spoke and talked in my life. Yes. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all very much. You guys have a good day today. And join us at the group. I'm going to be here for a couple hours, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.